You ready, Nick? Let's get him.
You tune in to me, you watching Gully TV. I got one of my regulars from the Pillmatic series here. The legendary Staten Island lyricist, Shyheim. What's up, pimp?
Peace to the short living. What's happening?
What's been going on with you?
Oh, man, it's just, living.
Yeah.
Civilizing and uncivilized, and living each day and each moment, maximizing each moment.
Right. I ain't seen you since, I think, the show at SOBs.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of things have started to accelerate for you professionally. Tell me what you got going on with the Rugged Road to Recovery.
Well, with the Rugged Road to Recovery, it keeps evolving. Like, you know how you have ideas and you have, so what it is initially set out to be, it keeps evolving into greater things, like beyond what I imagine it to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a great thing. This month, February, I'm actually going out to California to partner with my family's place and skaters like Isaiah Johnson Pro Skaters, doing some community work out there, as well as some performances at Universal Bar and Grill and some private locations.
Right.
Just to, keep push the movement forward.
Although my interest is primarily, hip hop, sports, and fashion, I see you working and establishing yourself in other aspects of commerce. You've been going into the prison system.
Yeah.
How was you able to being you a felon, right?
Yeah, I'm actually still on parole. I'm actually on parole.
What type of steps did you have to take in order for them to allow you to get back in the institutions to speak?
First, what I strive to do, right? You have to show and prove, right? With anything, right? They're not gonna just say, okay, the doors is open and let anybody. Because the old me, if you'd have let the old me in there, I'd have probably had the bag on me to give somebody the bag, right? But through the work you put in, you gain the trust of people. You know what I mean? In places. So I have to. It's definitely not an easy thing, but I definitely align myself with some people that do their thing in that field, and they was able to, speak on my behalf and let the people know that this is genuine. I'm not an ambulance chaser. You know what I'm saying? I'm not I don't want no grants.
Right.
I'm not in it for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being the big brother. I'm being the brother to others that sometimes I wish I had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that in a nutshell. So but then it evolved, like I said, it keeps evolving, right? So initially I started going like to rehab centers and then that led to prison systems, you know what I mean? And it's just leading ultimately to my own institution, the Rugged Road to Recovery Institution.
Right.
That's the ultimate goal for me. So it's a curriculum, like the Rugged Road to Recovery has turned into a curriculum. So this curriculum and this program that that I've just, actually Boston, where I just went at, they made an offer to bring it to there, and hopefully I'll get New York. I kind of want to move around, so I'm going out to California, and hopefully I can get into the California prison systems, because I feel like I've been through it, you know what I mean, and I have a 5-year plan that I made for myself, and I feel if people utilize this 5-year plan, they too can be successful as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
What type of response you get? And I know from being in institutions, when you go to see somebody come into the institution to speak, you normally got to put in a request slip or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the people that's putting in these request slips, are they under the impression that we just going to hear or see somebody come in from a outpatient program or something like that speak?
Well, it's both ways, right? So if I remember when I was in prison, right? And this is funny, right? Because when it was me, I was like, oh shit, it's me right now that's going through this.
Right.
I'll be going to my program, right?
Right.
And I'll see a guy with a tag on, like, you know what I'm saying? He's black, and I'm like, who's it now? I'm in a whole white area facility, so I'm like, who's this black guy? But he kind of looks like me, and I'm like, yo, he gotta be somebody important. These are all the things that was going through my mind when I would see, civilians come back into the facilities to do, reentry work. And so it was me this time, right?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, people know me too.
Yeah.
So it's like one kid's like this, and the other kid's like, "Yo, that's the running sound." And the feeling is so good. The feeling is so good because they know I ain't bullshit, and it's like, yo, I ain't showing like, yo, I had to get permission to come.
Yeah.
My PO had to sit down with these people,
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, let me come in there. And it was the best thing, man. And what it did for me, it made me remember where I don't want to be, man.
Yeah.
Dudes just making the cappuccinos, stirring the coffee up.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see the old guys in the front of the TV because it's still early, so they got to get their time in now watching TV. And that's one of the things I led with. Like, yo, you don't want to be the old guy watching TV early or getting on the phone because this is a young man's game.
Yeah.
Just like anything, you know? But I was able to connect with some brothers in there and keep in touch with them because it's just not like once I leave, it's just not a thing that I'm out, you know. Most of the time my phone rings from people that's locked up. My JPay list is crazy, security list is crazy.
Right.
And it's just the information. And that's what the Rugged Road to Recovery is, the bridge from the prison system to the streets.
Yeah.
So I'm the common denominator, right? Rugged Road to Recovery is partners with nonprofit organizations, whether it's reentry, whether it's substance use services, right? So now, the same way the pipeline system goes from the schools to the prison system, we're going to go from the prison system to the community, people who do the work in the community, and ultimately to the community, so you can play a part.
Right.
You know, that and be that pipeline, because your recovery process starts as soon as you get locked up. You know, you have some people that play their whole bid and then it gets close to their days and then they want to start getting it together.
Yeah.
But the ones that realize where they at early on, they start prepping for their return early on in the bid.
Yeah. Even though you dare to help people in regards to getting their mind right en route to returning, you know, to society and shit, do you have people to see you and they want to talk about hip hop?
Oh, that's always it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, yo, I got verses, and I tell them, though, it's cool, and I'm even down to do music, right? But it just has to be purposeful, right? I'm of a certain age right now, and you know, like I said, I got back out. You was there from the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know, with music wasn't really my focus, or you know, I had to get my real life together, right? So I can sit down and tell a person like, yo, I'm alright, whatever, I'm alright, you know what I mean? I'm alright, you know what I mean, in life. So that had to be my main focus. So, you know, I shot in the gym. I took some shots. I read the comments. Some niggas was fucking with some of this shit. Some of it wasn't. But I was like, yo, all right, we'll see this year, right? Because it's like the hunger gotta resurface, right? So the hunger that I had for fixing my life and helping others, that's what I did for my first 5 years of being out of prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This next 5 is for me now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In between of doing that. So we gonna do some music. We're gonna do like I was saying to you off camera, like it's just about like organizing, right? And when I got out, I was doing everything, just trying to do everything, but I had a plan, but not really. If I didn't have a plan for my time. This year I'm very stingy with my time because like big companies, I noticed they do things quarterly. Right. So I'm like, I have to move like that quarterly. So I have 4 projects this year that's going to come out each quarterly. You know, one is the Rugged Road to Recovery Awards, where I'm honoring communities, individuals formerly incarcerated, those that's incarcerated, organizations, and the people that, like, you know, so they'll be getting an award on behalf of Rugged Road to Recovery. Yeah. Then we have the Shyheim the play coming out on stage on theater.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
who's doing the casting for that?
Well, right now it's a one-man play.
Yeah.
It's a one-man play, but like the writers that I'm writing with, we're stretching it. So because it's just gonna be ill. So we might end up having a cast. Yeah. You know, but you know what it is with cast with me? It's like I try to get it as reality as possible. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people don't know these characters, and a lot of my people are gone. You know what I mean? A lot of my people in my life has moved on. So I'm like,
Right.
yo, I don't want to do people a disservice by not letting somebody play them and they don't get it right. So that's why I might end up just playing everybody.
Earlier this year, you had an exchange that started on a platform called Hot for TV where they asked Memphis Bleek about a versus with you.
Yeah.
Boom. His response prompted you to go straight to the studio and record a freestyle video.
Yeah.
All right. Fast forward to now. In your freestyle video, you made some comments about Jay-Z writing his records. Since you made that video implying that Jay-Z wrote for Memphis Bleek, Dame Dash has done an interview on the Art of Dialogue where he speak about Hov writing for Bleek, and more damagingly was the most recent interview where Beanie Siegel said that Jay didn't write all of his records; he just wrote the hot ones. How you feel about that revelation becoming public now? I mean, it was one thing when you said it, but this is coming from people that's
and that's what I would say. I would say they know better than me. They know better than me. You know what I mean? But what I would say this, right? Honestly, that whole ordeal with Bleek, I asked him to do me a favor so it don't go nowhere. Yeah. So I'm gonna return that favor and just not speak on him when it comes to shit because, like
that's classy.
You know what I'm saying? That's classy. Just like, but hey, listen, it's what it is.
Yeah. As far as somebody writing for an artist, right? Mm-hmm. You've been a protege of someone. You've been around some of the greats.
Oh, protege of a lot of people.
Right. Have you ever been in a position where one of the greats say, yo, I just wrote this for you. I want you to spit this or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been. One time, Kane had gave me a rhyme. I don't know where it came from, but I was just like, nah. I write my own shit. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those, and it was a moment. I think that was very early on when we met. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like that when someone. All right, so this is how I feel about it. Right? You have different levels of shit because I grew up in crews, right? Right. In big crews, so. And production companies, R&S was a production company, you know what I'm saying? These are production companies. So when you're in studios and you're working on a craft and you're building a song, and I might be having a part and my brother might have, yo, fix it, right? We're a team. So I don't consider that like you writing for a nigga. You know what I'm saying? We're in here doing what's best for a song. We're making records. We're making posse cuts. Right. We're trying to shine against everybody else. So if I'm in the studio and your verse is there and I get inspired and be like, no, you should bring it this way, or yo, how about this direction? I don't consider that writing for somebody.
I don't think that's right for somebody.
I think if you sit there and go, but see, this is different. Now, the game didn't change so much, you can't use old school rules today, because then a lot of shit shouldn't fly. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I just think it's just like, ain't no rules, there's no mad now.
I think it's so fucked up that people didn't stick to the original laws of hip hop. I was traumatized when I found out that I think it was Milk D and maybe Positive K was writing some of MC Lyte's rhymes. I was fucked up about that bag. I'm a big MC Lyte fan.
But again, right? Yeah. They was first priority. They was a crew.
Yeah.
They was a crew. So I don't know any crew, right, that didn't have, and it's like a basketball team. You got power forwards, you got centers, you got people that is good at what they do. Yeah. And that would be like, I don't know.
I felt like this.
That was for R&B, maybe. I
almost looked the other way because it was Light, and I'm saying to myself, them is her brothers. I think Milk D and them, they was related or something like that. So I'm like, okay, that's a female. There's always been rumors of guys writing for females, Kim, Foxy. So that's one thing. But to start seeing it being revealed that a lot of some who have been legends, crown legends. I think Snoop Dogg spoke about it publicly. Said that somebody DOC might have wrote for him, and I just was like, damn man, y'all fucking up the mystique behind being an MC. Like an MC is someone who has a talent and a gift. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to come up with those rhymes and shit, I think that shit is really, really impressive. But as soon as you find out oh, he didn't do it, he just recited it. It just fucks everything
But
up.
was the technology in the credits? Because if you looked at the back, and if they kept the person who really wrote it as
It
a
was no
mystery,
secret.
see,
Yeah.
then it was no secret.
Yeah.
But if if you see something and don't see Rugged Child tunes on it, then you know.
Right. I don't, and going back to Bleek briefly, it's not to harp on it. Rockefeller was such a prestigious rap collective. Beans, Jay, and they, like, legendary. It's just the thought that the author behind some of these rhymes happened to be Hove. It just I don't know. People were saying, yo, you supposed to know that was already happening. And I'm like, shit, if it wasn't no secret, they would have just told everybody and shit. And the way that, they were so, they did a lot of boasting. Like, Rockefeller was the it.
But that's what I'm saying. Was it done as a team effort? Again, right? If you playing one-on-one basketball, that's different. If we play as a team, we playing as a team, and the goal is to get the chip. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think as a team effort, if everybody's contributing to making an album or making a song or making something or a video, you should be part of the production. Once you start giving your ideas,
right,
you part of the production, and then it could be for yourself or artists, right? That's taking business to another level now.
Yeah.
Once you start providing a service and being a talent,
right.
Two different things. So,
moving right along, when you first came home, you did an interview briefly, and you kind of was trying to grasp the new way of monetizing music, merchandising, hard copies, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Tell me how you doing with the merchandise thing.
Well, first and foremost, new artists have merchandise, legends have memorabilia. So this is memorabilia. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can have merch. I don't got merch.
Okay.
I got memorabilia. This just represents 30 years of hip hop, Rugged Child. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it's about, one-on-ones and, you know what I'm saying, classic.
Can you explain the significance of 1994, why it means so much in hip hop?
Well, for me, that was the year my first album came out, 1994. 94, I was a freshman in high school, I think. I was there. 94 was it. To be a kid in 1994 in hip hop, like, is unmatched. I look at it today and I just like, damn, it sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, hip hop, the legends of hip hop treated you. It's so weird. It's like even the legends from before act different now than they did before.
Yeah.
It's like some weird shit going on. I don't know. But, hip hop, man, the shows, it was like this, right? You didn't even have to be in nothing. You could just show up somewhere and you was in. It really wasn't this VIP over here, or, you see another artist that did with you and it's a whole staring contest when nobody wants to say what's up to nobody. It's just like a fucking who's hotter than me contest.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that before these niggas let the couches and the champagne in the club. See, I was in the club when there was none of that shit.
Right.
You had to stand up and do this shit all night. You know what I'm saying? That's all you did all night, nigga. That's all we did, you know what I mean? And bad rap and recite rhymes.
Yeah.
Now it's different. It became monetizing. So everything, what I've learned is that's my main focus. Don't let niggas monetize me without monetizing myself.
No doubt.
Because they'll do it to you. You know what I mean?
They will do it.
They'll come to a whole party, and they'll make you can make a whole documentary. That's why I'm funny with it. And thanks to brothers like yourself that taught me what it was like, nah, this is what it is, and you should be, and this is, so now I look at even the interview thing as a piece of intellectual property that is the gift that keeps going.
It is.
So if I do an interview with someone today, and let's say it only get 30 today, but tomorrow it gets 1 million, they eat forever, and you don't get nothing.
Yeah.
And they want to tell you, oh, yeah, it can help you get back out there, your old school. I said, wait, I can become famous twice?
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to become famous twice. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? So, so that's what I learned. And I learned to just build my own intellectual property and understand what it is and know that what technology is changing, also the way the music is being distributed, that you got to change with it. If you don't change with it, you're going to be left. Like, you know how you see the old school person that really can't even get on the phone or MySpace. It's like that. Quick. It's happening quick. So now it's going to 3D and NFTs and coins, and they're about to lock the content back up. So you gotta understand the business that you're in.
For sure. We went over this briefly, but I would like for you to give me a refresher. Tell me why your name is so closely associated with Big Daddy Kane in the infancy stages of your career, and tell me how you met him.
I believe because Kane is from the old school, and when Kane took a liking to you, he showed you the way. You know what I mean? I was just I think I might have been 13 years old, something like that, 14 years old, when I met Kane. It was at a show, Wu-Tang Clan show, and he had an interest, and he wanted to meet me in Old Dirty. And I met him, and after that, he's been in my life ever since. You know, I learned a lot from Kane. You know what I mean? Whether he told me it or by me watching him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would, right when I met him, then from there he allowed me to go on tour with him, and then be on his album and things like that. And that's why I do that with artists now, because I learned from people who did it for me.
Right. What record did you do with Kane?
Oh, we did Show and Prove. Show and Prove.
Who's all featured on that joint?
Source Money, Jay-Z, Old Dirty Bastard, myself, and Scroob Lover.
No doubt. When you say Scroob Lover, wasn't that one of Kane's dancers?
Yeah.
He rapped too?
Yeah.
Was he any good?
Yeah, you didn't hear it?
Nah, man. I got to pull that record
and
up.
He's on the Budweiser Super Fresh freestyle with me, Biggie, Pac, Kane, and me, Biggie, Pac, Kane, and Scroob Lover.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure, man. I really appreciate you stopping through. Go ahead, give me a drop, and we up out of here.
Yo, this is Shyheim _Rugged. You already know Gully TV.
My man. So you need an online push. Gully TV Media. East Coast, West Coast, down south, uptown, downtown, Switzerland. The hottest in the business. Underground MCs. Need a push? Gully TV. Published authors. You need a push? Gully TV, your daily online source of hip-hop, sports, and fashion. The email is below. GullyTVBoss@gmail. Hit me up, I'll be there.
Yo, you know the vibes. Uncle Ralph McDaniels, Video Music Box, Lord Nez in the building.
Yeah, Queens, get the money, baby. Shout out to Gully TV, man.
Gully TV.
How you say, get your dribble right?
Get your dribble right.
Get your dribble right?
Right?
Ah!
Yeah.